Welcome to another Stalker 2 mod video. I'm BasedBellagio. Today I have a very important mod for you that's going to fix all your stutters, all your low latency. It'll make it where no film grain, no chromatic aberration, it's lossless. It doesn't affect your graphics. It just makes the game way smoother, way better frames per second. This mod is incredible. It is the Ultimate Engine Tweaks mod. It is on the main page of the Stalker 2 Nexus. You'll find this mod. And how you install it is, you go to your drive that Windows is installed on, go to your username. It's under Stalker 2 in the local app data folder. So you go to username, unhide the hidden folders, then go to app data, local apps, Stalker 2, saved, config, and then either Windows or WinGDK. If you have the Steam version only, you are going to put all this stuff in the game user settings ini at the bottom of the file. You'll just copy all this and plop it in there. I just downloaded the file, basically a copy of the engine.ini. And then when you get it into the spot it needs to go, you have to adjust some things before you use it. Anything that is after the semicolon needs to be deleted with the semicolon. So basically you delete the semicolon, everything after it, and you go down the list. It's set at max frames per second 120. That's only if your monitor can handle that. My monitor is a 155 Hertz monitor. I just kept it at 120 and is working fine for me. VSync is 0, only if you have variable refresh rate enabled on your display. Otherwise delete this entire line. I kept this at 0 and I'm not using VSync, but I do have a variable refresh rate monitor with G-Sync enabled. I just kept this at 0, it's working great. And then these two I kept the same. Again, just delete everything after the semicolon, everything after it. And then the most important line is this one, streaming pool size. This is your VRAM, okay? They have it set for 16 gigabytes of VRAM. For most of us, that's not gonna work. So you wanna delete everything after the equals, but then make sure you pick the proper one, okay? For example, I have 8 gigabytes of VRAM on my 3070, so we're gonna use 6144 VRAM. Okay, now if you have more, if you have 11 gigabytes, you'll use this one, 8192. For most of us, I think the average would be 8 to 12, right? So if you have 12 gigabytes of VRAM, 9216, you're going to punch that in right here after the equals and delete everything after it, the semicolon. And then this one here, 1 frame thread lag equals 0. This will noticeably reduce input latency, but if you experience drastically lower FPS after using this, delete this whole line. I kept this at 0, it's working great for me. But again, after you do this, fix, if you're getting bad frames, delete this whole line. After that, you adjust nothing. I have the GOG version of this game. I didn't have an engine.ini, but I pasted this where they said to paste it, and it's working wonderful. If you have the Steam version, again, you're going to copy all of this. Make sure you get it right before the bracket there. Copy all this down to the bottom. Paste this in your game user settings ini at the bottom, which you'll find in the Steam version will be local app data again. User, app data, local, Stalker 2, saved, config, Windows. In there you'll find all the inis and you'll paste this in your game user settings. This really has made my game run buttery smooth. I might be able to raise some settings to get some more graphics out of everything, but I'm keeping everything the way I have it now. Just, I don't want to mess with it, it's running great. But this gives you some more headroom. Next, some mods that I want to add to the mod list that you should check out. Grok's Modular Mutant Health. This replaces the one that I shared with you guys of making the bloodsuckers less tanky and a couple others. This adjusts most of the mutants in the game. You could do individual if you just want to adjust one or two. And inside this mod file is also a balance setting for all the mutants. Pick what you choose, drag it into your mods folder, and you will be very happy with that, making less tanky monsters. When you have endgame ammo, the mutants are pretty reasonable to kill. This makes them easier to kill early on, but also more attuned with other Stalker games, where they're not just bullet sponges. The next mod is Axie's Stealth mod. This mod really fixes the stealth in the game. You can sneak around, you can turn your flashlight off, it makes it where you can hide in foliage, the rain makes it harder for you to be spotted. This definitely fixes the stealth in the game. I would use this until they make a patch for the game. Then you might want to just use the game devs patch. But for now, this really makes it where if you want to be a stealth character, this will fix it. Next is a brand new mod called Artifact Enhancements. Just a little bit of enhancements for all the artifacts. People have complained that the artifacts are not up to par with older games. They have really bad debuffs and not too good buffs. This makes it where low-level artifacts remain unchanged. Level 2 artifacts will, with 2 abilities, it changes radiation increase to radiation protection, making them more useful. Level 3 and 4 artifacts add buffs and reduces debuffs in terms of radiation. This is definitely something I'm going to be trying out. The next one is Ledge Grabbing by Kenny Mileni. This came out game changing. It was a little too high though. You could jump on top of roofs basically and parkour up on top of a roof. He fixed it now where it's at your face level. This makes it where you can parkour and ledge vault over things that you should be able to. You can climb fences, for example. You can climb boxes. It fixes a lot of the puzzles in the game where your stashes are hidden on top of roofs and you have to platform jump around. This will make it a lot more realistic, more immersive. You could just vault up to it and ledge climb. This one is definitely a must. McLean's Better Gunfights, no aimbots for NPCs. Another great mod. This makes it where the NPCs are not just gonna laser beam your head, shoot you crazily. I have not downloaded this yet because I don't want to mess with the AI too much more. But if you're adventurous and you think the gunfights are not good or unfair if you're getting beamed by them, definitely try this out. A lot of people have downloaded this. Definitely safe to use and a good mod. Lastly, there's 2 more mods. The real weapon name mod. Some people, in terms of gun fanatics, gun aficionados, and gun connoisseurs, they don't like that the gun names in Stalker 2 are non-copyrighted, a little wacky, you know, like the Viper 5, stuff like that. This will fix it. There's a bunch of different languages you could pick. The English one is obviously what I would use. And it gives you real weapon names for the guns in the game, especially if you like that in your game and don't want to use the default vanilla names. And then finally, this is for people that have supercomputers. I will not be using this. I'm just going to wait for the devs to patch the A-Life. Maybe if I get bored waiting for them, I might try this. But the mod maker warns you quite a bit throughout this whole description that this is going to put pressure on your PC. This is for high-end PCs. It murders your frame rate, but you get an authentic 30 frames per second a la Shadow of Chernobyl 2007 gameplay experience. What this does is extend the A-Life borders. He puts duct tape on the A-Life in the game. He explains that the reason it's broken right now is a bunch of compounding issues. He fixes some of them, but it's extremely performance heavy. You need a really good computer to appreciate this. But you will have more realistic A-Life AI. It won't be people spawning right in front of you. There'll be NPCs that wander around your vicinity, you know, meters out, 200, 300 meters. I don't know how far it goes, but it's way better. It definitely murdered my frames when I tried it. Maybe I did not try it with the ultimate engine tweaks. So maybe with this plus that, it might work. Again, for the brave out there with good PCs, you can try this and I think you might enjoy it until the devs fix it. Other than that, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is this helpful? Are you trying some of these mods? Help me out with the algorithm by thumbs upping my video and commenting down below. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.